Um, Hi, we're making this video to show you what I expect from you during the oral presentation, okay? So remember, the idea is to talk about a business, a company. It can be real or it can be made up. Now, to do so, you have two alternatives. You can pretend you work at the company, or you can imagine you have a different position from your real position, or you can be honest, say your real job title, and speak from your perspective about the beer. Okay. Now you should divide the presentation in parts. Of course, say your name, your origin, right? And by the end of the presentation, you should give some space for questions. Now, again, this should be short. What really matters here, what really matters is the moment of the questions, because partners or we are going to ask you some questions, and you should be able to answer um, with complete but concise sentences. Now, the information doesn't have to be correct, but the sentences have to be correct. Okay, so watch the video, and once this presentation is over, prepare some questions. Imagine I am one of the people who have to um, um, speak about companies, and prepare some questions for me. You can ask them next class, next virtual class, and that way you can see how to handle questions when you don't have the information. I will show you how. So I will get in character. So let's start. So good morning. My name is Johan Gutierrez. I am from Colombia, and I am a beer producer, actually a craft beer brewer and a beer enthusiast. And I'm here to talk about this company, Heineken. And well, the presentation is going to have basically three parts. The first part is the history of Heineken. The second part is about numbers, employees and revenues and profits mostly. And the third part is about the present and the future of the company. So let's start. Now about history, well, the founder of the business was Gerard Adrian Heineken. He bought a brewery in 1864, as you can see, with some mother his mother had given him, right? As you can see, there's a picture of old Amsterdam. The brewery was there, right? A few years later, actually in 1875 or 73, 1873, they started producing the first beer, and 2 years later, they started exporting to France. And as you can see, in 1914, they started exporting to the USA, right? Now it was long ago. Now it's 2020, and their business has grown a lot. Now they own approximately 170 brands, and they are present in 192 countries, right? Now, exporting from Amsterdam is not as important as it used to be, because now they have 165 breweries, that is, beer production plants, so to speak, around the world. So, again, exporting from Amsterdam is not as important as it used to be, right? Now, let's talk about their employees. Right, Heineken has approximately 80,000 employees. Of course, they have administrative staff, and they have accountants, and they have marketing staff and executives, but most of their labor force is composed by brewery workers, by people who transport, and by people who package their products, right? So then again, they have approximately 80,000 employees around the world, right? Some more figures. In 2011, they had revenues for 17 billion euros. That's approximately $19 billion. And they had profits for 1.5 billion euros as well. Now, fast forward to 2019, and their revenues are of $25 billion approximately, and their profits are of $2.2 billion. Now, it is due to their massive amount of sales. You can see in these numbers the hectoliters they sell. Sorry, they sold in 2011, and it has scaled up a lot. Right, now about the present and the future. As you can see, we're now at this crisis with the coronavirus. Now, Heineken has guaranteed their employees that they're not going to fire any employees, that they're going to keep them, but they're also guaranteeing that their employees are healthy and they do not transmit any diseases through their beers, right? So they have to. They're actually producing a hand sanitizer, and giving all their employees the safety equipment to perform. Right. Due to that fact, they had plans to have to sponsor the UEFA Euro Cup 2020, but it has been postponed. But anyway, they will be the sponsors for this event. Now, there are some other more important future plans about Colombia. Is that recently they opened Colombian businessmen opened a brewing plant in Cundinamarca. It's a huge plant, and the idea is that instead of importing Heineken from America or from Europe, we're going to bottle Heineken here, right? So that will be like the future plans for the company, and that's it. If you have any questions, so again, prepare the questions for next class. That's it. This was a very short video. See you and thank you.